Hello, friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Party Nerds Podcast. I'm Richard Gabai, joined by my pal, the legendary Robert Carradine, coming to you live from a triple secret location high in the Holly Woodland Hills area of Los Angeles. It looks a lot like my living room. That's why it's top secret. Today is a very special show. We're joined by one of my favorite actors, the great William Billy McNamara.
That's right.
Welcome, Billy.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Your career has just kind of been bionically reignited.
Right.
Because they put Copycat on Netflix and it's top 10.
Yeah. It's in top 10 for like weeks, and not only that, it was number one in countries around the world the same week. So I was getting all these, and I had no idea, by the way. I woke up one day, and I was actually on IMDb Pro because I was doing some research for some other stuff that I'm doing, not about me. But I saw, your page. So I just clicked on it, my page, and it said my numbers. I can't remember. It was like 165, and I'm like,
your star number. So
yeah,
for anyone who doesn't
star
know,
meter.
The star meter kind of tells you that you're not as famous as Sydney Sweeney. But if you're 165, that is really.
Oh yeah, you're above Nicole Kidman, for example.
Correct.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
being above Nicole Kidman.
Well, you could be
below. Not bad.
Not bad.
Below is not bad either. Either which way, above or below, Nicole. No. So anyway, I thought it was like maybe I was 165, worse this week. Meaning I'd be 10,185 as opposed to 10,100, So I kind of looked at it like, wow, what is that? And so I clicked on it because I thought something was wrong with it, 165, and because I'm usually between 5 and 10,000. That's the reality of
Yeah, no, I get it.
The 90s. I was big in the 90s. Nobody has any idea. So anyway. So I was like, wow, that's so weird. It must be some kind. So I looked at it. I thought maybe it was a press clipping. Maybe I died. Maybe
a child came out and went on the news and said,
right.
Billy McNamara is my dad.
My dad, right. And, yeah. And so I had no idea what was going on. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I went on Instagram. And all of a sudden, I've got like 900 in one day, 24 hours, new followers. And that just kept building.
Wow.
And I thought, gosh, what's going on? And then I started reading the comments. Oh, Copycat's number five on, it's trending number 5. And then I got from Norway, it's number 1 in Norway. So all these comments, I'm like, wow, I had no idea from Copycat being on Netflix. But yeah, isn't that weird?
Well, can you tell us what that is exactly?
What do you mean?
I don't know Copycat.
So it was a great movie. It was done in the 90s. And of course, it was really ahead of its time. The director was John Emile, a British guy.
Okay.
He's a fantastic director. I knew him he did years ago, BBC, The Singing Detective. And if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. He's British, and it's a British show. But anyway, so it was done by John Emile. The two leads, it's Sigourney Weaver, and she's a forensic psychiatrist, and she tracks down serial killers. And of course a killer is stalking her.
Of course,
because he wants to be famous, and she's the one that can make him famous.
Right.
And of course, so she's the damsel in distress. And in most movies, in the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, 50s, the detective, will track down the serial killer and and take her out of harm's way. Damsel in distress. Not this one. This one, the savior was not the man coming in on the horse, or not the big cowboy or the knight in shining armor. It was Holly Hunter.
Oh wow!
A woman, and she's the detective. So she is the one that actually saves Sigourney Weaver.
Are you the bad guy?
I'm the bad guy.
Yes.
I'm the bad guy.
I knew it.
And he's been psycho killing and breaking hearts ever since.
That's right.
But it is a great film.
It is a good movie.
And it's on right now.
It is on Netflix.
What was the Billy McNamara story up to Copycat? How did you jump into this business?
All the stuff before that?
Well, I'm not saying the whole resume, but a lot of our audience is getting to know you for the first time.
Sure.
They just found Copycat.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We want the big stuff.
Big stuff. Well, there's not a whole lot of big stuff, but yeah, I started in the '80s in New York City. I lived in New York City, and I'd always wanted to be an actor, but my mom kind of kept me away from it. Didn't want me to be in that world, and so I was sent to boarding school at a very early age, like 11. And I was
All right, I went to boarding school at 10.
Where'd you go?
Ohio Valley School.
Okay, I went to Eaglebrook, which is pre-prep in Massachusetts, and
Okay.
Salisbury, which is prep.
Okay,
in
yep,
Connecticut.
right there with you, brother.
Yeah. And so, but little by little, I was able to wrangle my way back into the city, because that's where all the fun is. That's where you get stuff. And because I got into Columbia. And so that's in New York City. There's nothing they can do about it.
Nope.
And so I didn't spend much time in class. I had a friend who was at NYU Film School.
Okay.
So I would take the subway all the way down from 116th all the way down to NYU. And back in the 80s, it was great. There was no 9/11. There was hardly any security. So anybody could walk into the NYU buildings. They didn't have security. They didn't have the badges that you have to.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so anybody could walk in.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of classes. Of course, I didn't get graded on it. But I was there for a lot of the film school stuff. And then I started I found a private, I found an acting school there, started doing that. Then I started doing summer stock at Williamstown, which is a very prestigious place. And so that was basically my beginnings. Made a lot of money in commercials right off the bat. And so when I told my mom I was dropping out of Columbia, she said, "Oh, we're going to cut you off."
Oh, shit.
And but guess what?
What?
I had made $100,000 in the 80s. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
For a 19-year-old.
It's not chicken scratch in 2025.
Correct.
No,
It'd be
good
nice to
dough,
have right
man.
now. So anyway, so I said, well, go right ahead, because I've done all these commercials, and I made $100,000. The residuals were phenomenal in the 80s. It was unbelievable.
They were my first job out of school. I did stay in college because I couldn't break my mother's heart that much. She was upset enough knowing what I was going to do when I got out of college. But the first thing I booked was an old Milwaukee beer commercial shot at Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
In the late 80s, I think I made $35,000 on that one spot.
On an old
My rent was $400 a month.
Yep.
Living in Hollywood, sitting on my couch eating grapes, wondering what I would do next. So keep going. So
that was my beginning, and I was able to support myself, and I did drop out of school. And but I started working as soon as I finished summer stock, because it's like boot camp for theater. Shakespeare, Chekhov, Sam Shepard. You're just one after the other. Every week it's a different play, and so I got back to the city. I just started working a lot in independent movies, and then I got a miniseries, and then I had a huge break. I got this movie called Stealing Home in the 80s, and it was at the time it was a pretty big movie, because Jodie Foster had just come back from college.
Huge.
She just got out of college, and she wanted to reignite her career, and she did Stealing Home after she did The Accused. So so for her, she really had high hopes for Stealing Home, and it was a completely opposite character of the character in The Accused, and so there was a great role that I tried out for, and unfortunately the casting director, Bonnie Timmerman, I don't know if you remember her.
I do.
Big New York casting director.
Yeah.
She just didn't like me. A lot of those New York casting directors, Ellen Lewis, they're all great, but they don't like, and I was a little too good looking when I was younger. And I do look at some of my movies and stuff when I was younger, and I do look a little feminine.
a little too pretty.
A little too pretty.
Wow.
And that's a bit of a curse.
God, I wish.
And no manager, no agent said, hey, you should cut your hair, you should work out, you should do something so you look a little bit more masculine, And so, 2020 hindsight, right? And so she did not.
You were still working all the time, so.
I was.
So an agent's not going to say, hey, cut your hair, you're working too much as this guy.
Right. And so what happened was, though, is she had in her office a clip from an independent movie I did. And by the way, the first movie I ever did, it was Nick Wexler's first movie. I don't know if you know who he is, Addis Wexler. Nick Wexler produced that movie with...
Is he one of the Wexlers?
He's Nick Wexler. He's a huge producer.
But I mean, Haskell Wexler?
No.
No.
Addis Wexler was a big management company in the 80s and 90s, and he got his movies. I mean, what was that movie he did that was so huge? Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
Oh, great
That was
movie.
his second movie. His first movie was a little movie I did. Also, it was John Killick's first movie. John Killick went on to become Robert Altman's partner, made all of Robert Altman's films. And then the third producer was Julia Phillips. Do you know who she is?
Educate me.
So Julia Phillips wrote a great book. It's called You'll Never Eat Lunch in This Town Again.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And she's the first woman ever to win an Academy Award for producing a film.
Wow.
And her 3 movies that she produced, Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro.
Whoa.
The Sting with Robert Redford and Paul Newman.
Yeah.
And the third big movie she did, I can't remember, but she won the Academy Award for The Sting. So she's the first woman to win an Academy Award as a producer. And so that movie had a little bit of heat just because Julia was producing it. It didn't go anywhere, unfortunately, but the clip of it made its way, I don't know how, into Bonnie Timmerman's office. My agent probably sent her a clip from the movie. And so she just didn't want to show the director of Stealing Home my thing. So they were going through tapes, and he was in the thing, and then he picked up a tape, and he said, hey, and he started to put it in there. She goes, oh no, don't put that in there. It was my tape. It said Billy McNamara on it.
Jeez.
And he said, no, I want to see it. We haven't found anybody yet. And so he clicked it on there. He goes, this is the guy. I want this guy.
There you go.
And so...
So he told you the story, obviously, because you were not in the room.
He told me the story.
Yeah.
Bonnie Timmerman is a bitch.
No, I don't want to say that. No,
I said it.
Well, later on, but later on we became very good friends, and she wanted to manage me. So she
You guys became good friends?
Yes, we did.
Bonnie, you're the
She's
shit.
the best. She is one of the great cast directors of all time. We have to give her that.
Oh, yeah,
we have
no,
to give her that.
she is.
I mean, she's works with some big directors, and they trust
Boy,
her.
she had it in for you.
She did. Well, she didn't know me, and she didn't think I could act. This is a pretty guy who does commercials. It's like, I understand it. I get it. New York actors.
And also, it used to be the thing, right? You did commercials until you booked TV, and once you booked TV, you never did another commercial.
Right.
And then once you booked a movie, you're not allowed to do TV anymore.
Right.
Which, of course, now we have all of our A-list actors on all of our commercials, and guys like us that used to book commercials all the time are finished.
Finished.
No,
That's right.
It's amazing.
That's right. And so, you got Sean Penn, Meryl Streep doing television series. You got Gwyneth Paltrow doing television series. So it's tough out there. No, but anyway, so they had me come in for a screen test, or first for a couple of read-throughs with the director. I did a good job. Then they had the screen test with Jodie Foster. This is a great story. I don't know if I should tell this
No, you should.
or not.
Oh, yeah.
You should. If not now, when? Billy.
Okay.
You're allowed to fictionalize it a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
not, no, well, it's Jodie.
Remember,
but it's
I
not a
was
bad
there.
thing about Jodie.
I was there for that.
You were?
Yeah, I was one of the producers.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I came in. I'm not going to name who the other actors were, but they're all famous today. I can name one because he's no longer with us, and that was Matthew Perry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it's like 4 or 5 guys, and we all tested with her. And at the end of my test, I was the last person up. She looked at everybody. She goes, "This is your guy," just like that. "This is your guy."
Wow.
And the writer director it was his first movie he ever did. And
She said that in front of you?
yeah, she just goes, "This is your guy."
Man, that is...
And she said it matter of fact. She wasn't like, "Hey," she was just like, "This is your guy," and she just walks off.
It was de facto.
Yeah.
Wow,
And I thought to myself, well, who's she to tell the director that? But she is Jodie Foster.
She probably had a cast approval.
No, she didn't actually.
Oh, really?
No, she did not. She was just The Accused had not come out yet, and she was in school. I think she went to Yale, so she dropped out of the system, and she was not as hot as she should have been. But she made The Accused. She got the Academy Award.
Right.
So she did not have cast approval that I know of, but I think they respected her, and she's just so smart. When you talk to her and you hang out with her, she's just so smart. So then I was amazed, of course, and lo and behold, I get the movie, and it's great. And I go. This is another good story. So we shoot the movie in Philadelphia and the Jersey Shore. And the last part of the movie, we're shooting on the Jersey Shore. Now, the beginning of the movie, I was hugely excited. All my scenes with Jodie Foster. And I loved Alice Doesn't Live Here. She was great in that.
She's great in everything.
And Taxi Driver. Those two movies. When I was a kid, I was allowed to watch our movies. When I was a kid, my mom, she was okay with it. So I watched our movies, and they're just, Taxi Driver. I loved her. Her and Tatum O'Neal. Paper Moon and Alice Doesn't Live Here are two of my favorite movies.
Yep.
And so I'm working with this person. And the weirdest thing, we're on set, and we do a scene, or we rehearse the scene, and then, all right, go, we're going to light the scene now. And I turned to Jodie to talk to her. I want to talk to her. I'm now working side by side with Jodie Foster. I want to make friends with her and develop our relationship. She just turns her head and she just shoots off every time, off the set and into her trailer. Wow. I said, all right, lunch.
That was her
coming.
focus, yeah.
Lunch is coming. Lunch. So everybody sits out together. We get the caterer and everybody's at the tables together. It's where we talk. We break bread. Everybody.
Right.
The crew, the cast, the directors, everybody. Producers. And so she gets her thing, and I'm waiting to see where she's going to sit because I want to sit where she sits. So I'm waiting. I've already got my food, and I'm waiting. I'm kind of hiding and looking, right? And she goes to her trailer every day. Every day. Never talks to me on set. Hardly anybody, by the way.
Right.
So I thought, wow. And she wasn't nasty. When she came to set, she was very polite, very nice, very civil. There was no, I don't think she disliked me at all. But yeah, very focused. Maybe she's got a lot going on. Maybe she's preparing for another movie. Maybe all kinds of stuff, right? Because these big stars, they have a lot of stuff going on. And so, now the end of the movie, one day on set, she says to me, she goes, hey, Billy, I'm having and I had my car, because I live in New York City, so I drove my own car. I had my car there. Right. And she said, hey, Billy, the movie's almost over. I'm going to do a wrap party for the crew. We all had our own houses. They gave us our own house in the Jersey Shore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good living.
Yeah. And so she had her house. She goes, I'm going to do a wrap party. I want your help. we're going to go out and do shopping for the party, for the crew. I want to give them a wrap party. I thought, you're talking to me? I had no idea. She's never talked to me. She's like, yeah, you. You got a car, right? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, we're going to use your car. We're going to go do the stuff. I said, okay, this is fantastic. So it was like a moment from the movie. So we have this party. It's a wild, fun party. Drinking. Everybody's drinking. I'm drinking. She's drinking. And then everybody leaves. And it's just like a scene from the movie. She goes, hey, let's go walk on the beach. It's like 3 a.m. And me and her go to the beach, and she grabs my hand to hold my hand. So this is just from the movie, but this is reality.
Wow.
And we're walking down the beach. I'm holding Jodie's hand. And we made out, too. We kissed and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt her up, everything. She was 100% into it. Deep kissing, everything. And, we were drinking.
Right.
That helps.
It helps.
Yeah.
I don't drink anymore. I'm sober now, but I haven't done much kissing either since I've been sober. but I can't drink. I can't do it, no matter what. So anyway, I had to, and she's giving me these compliments that you're such a good actor, Billy. I really love working with you. It's just great. I really like you a lot, and I want to, when you come to LA, because I think I was living in New York at the time. When you come to LA, you want to hang out. I was shocked.
Like, doesn't talk to you entire shoot.
Right.
Well,
and
she's
so
a smart person.
Well, I had to ask her. I
Don't
said,
complicate the show.
well, it's more than that. So I had to ask her. I said, Jodie, I got to ask you a question. She goes, yeah. Well, it's funny that you're saying all these nice things to me, and I appreciate it, and I'm so happy now. But for the last 2 months, you never spoke to me. You after we finished a take, you disappear. You never sat with us at lunch. And she said, do you know why? I said, no. And she goes, let me ask you a question. How did you feel? I might get worked up over this a little bit. Sorry. How did you feel when you came to set to do our scene? I said, well, it was the only time I had with you. It was the only time I could communicate with you. And so I wasn't even thinking of the lines. I was just trying to connect with you. to speak to you with my eyes.
Right.
And she goes, exactly.
Wow.
She made my performance. And I'm good in the movie only because of her. She elevated my performance without me knowing.
You go, well,
And she did that.
It's a beautiful story, and that's what it's all about.
That's a great
You're
story,
better
man.
in the movie because of her, but
Right.
you're not good in it because of her, because you're good in every single movie you've ever done.
She's very, you know how generous an actor, what it takes to be that generous as an actor? I mean, I've worked with a lot of actors, and they're not generous. You know, you probably have the same experience. But that's amazing. That's an amazing human being.
Also, the incredible amount of discipline.
Yeah.
Because obviously she really liked you.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't?
Well,
the
at
time.
that point, I got a little greedy, and I wanted another compliment. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Is that why you pointed at me and said, this is the guy, because I was the best actor? She goes, no. The other guys were too tall. She's a short girl. And I was only 2 or 3 inches taller than her.
I think she was
You know, Matthew Perry's like 6'2".
I think she was busting your chops.
I don't know, but it was funny. It was a great moment. That was a great experience in my life, that movie. That was like the
Okay, so what movie is this?
Stealing Home.
Stealing Home. I
I
know
played
the
the
movie.
young Mark
I'm
Farmer.
adding it to the list.
Jodie Foster, Richard Jenkins is in it. Jonathan Silverman, Harold Ramis. Remember Harold Ramis?
Of course. And there's a tray around my house somewhere that Jonathan Silverman brought to me and my wife at our wedding. So
Oh, you're kidding?
yeah, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but
I haven't spoken to
what
him
an
in years.
all-time great guy.
Yeah, all-time great guy. So it was a phenomenal cast, phenomenal movie, and yeah. So that's my Stealing Home story.
That's amazing.
That's a great story, man.
and so that's before Copycat.
Way. It
Way.
was like 1988. Copycat was like 1994. So
And in between 88 and 94, you were
I
nonstop.
was working all the time. I had a great career. I can't complain.
Well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about your contribution to her becoming gay?
It's true. I wasn't a great kisser back. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you have to have reached a certain level that Bobby Carradine has reached to not only think of that line, but be willing to say it out loud. Bobby, if I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to you right now. Bobby Carradine, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess it was a lucky break for me that you had a little lull around 2005.
Yep.
So we got to meet, and you got to be in my movie,
Yep.
American Black Beauty.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't know where you were mentally at that state, but it was a big deal that you were in our movie.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. The producer, I forgot his name, he was a famous TV producer. He'd done that series the famous series with Stacy Keach.
Oh, the one where he played the
Hammer.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, that producer.
Oh, wow.
So he had probably hired you for TV. He goes, I'm going to bring in Billy McNamara. And I was like, oh, he's a movie star, you know. It's a good thing. And
That's wild.
I'm going to take a step back.
Okay.
I have a serious bone to pick with Billy McNamara, and I'm going to do it right now. So
This was
Around-
my idea.
right after
Sorry.
that, he has no idea what I'm going to say. What am I? Anyway, it is his idea. You know, so I made this movie 10 whatever years ago called The Wrong Woman for Lifetime, starring Danica McKellar and Jim O'Hare and Jaleel White, a great cast.
Yep.
And in fact, at the time it aired, it was the highest rated film in Lifetime's history.
Wow.
So then a friend of ours, many friends, and our friend Dave Dakota
Yeah.
started making the wrong everything.
Everything.
And I should have done it. I should have made all the wrong movies, but I did. I made a lot of the wrong movies, but they weren't called The Wrong.
Right.
So, Billy,
Yes.
The Wrong Student.
Yes.
Say, I'm sorry.
Yep.
The Wrong Cruise. The
Yep.
Wrong Tutor.
Yep.
The Wrong Stepfather.
Yep.
And a fun fact brought to us by our producing team, including Miriam Gabai. There was a movie called The Wrong Daughter that starred Sydney Sweeney in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really the one I wish I made.
Wait, what's the name
No
of that?
kidding.
Put that on the list.
Put that on the list. The Wrong Daughter, 2018.
She's got the right genes.
She definitely's got good genes. Wow. But yeah, that was just so funny to me, and it didn't enter my mind. And there was another producer who made movies for Lifetime, and I forgot what the franchise was, but it was like either like The Killer Next Door or The Something Next Door. And so he told Lifetime, or A&E that owns Lifetime, I don't remember who it was directly. My deal was with A&E, but I knew the movies were going to Lifetime. No one else gets to make those movies. But I wasn't smart enough to say that.
Right.
But I wouldn't have made them all anyway, and I love Dave Dakota. If not for Dave
Yeah.
Dakota, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
They started out in his movie Nightmare Sisters. But what I really want to get to now is something that I love, which is your new TV series.
Yes.
And we will definitely take a look at the promo. We should take a look at the promo for The Trouble with Billy.
Billy!
Hey.
Wow. You're not going out on auditions?
Right now, no. So my niece threw me out of the house. Right now, I live in my car.
You want into the winner's circle.
Remember this actor from the 90s, Billy Mack? A real rising star, worked with everyone. Lived the California dream, you know? Then he disappeared.
Yeah, I got abducted by aliens.
Billy Mack, you're back.
Yeah.
And I got you a snack. It's not a main course, but you're gonna make a little moolah.
You see, there's people who are fans of yours. How does one cash in?
Autograph conventions?
Billy.
Boo, you all right?
Unfortunately, Boo has an enlarged heart.
How long does she have?
A couple of months. I'm doing heart transplants on dogs, but it's very expensive.
Do it. Book it.
How are you doing? How's your puppy?
I told you, I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
You're a prostitute now.
It's getting bigger.
The world's not out to get you. I mean, if you think that it is, then it is. Brace your failures. Let the world know your absolute truth.
It's Brokeback Mountain in outer space.
That sounds amazing. Looks like I'll be playing a gay astronaut.
So this show, I'm very blessed because you gave me a secret link.
Yes.
So I've been able to watch it, start watching a few episodes, and it's amazing, the cast you have.
I know.
Tell me about that.
Well, they're all friends. You know, I did it for no money, a lot less than you could even imagine. I'm not supposed to talk about, though. My financier's like, Billy, stop telling people what you did.
Double it and then tell them.
Right.
Right.
And so, so anyway, yeah, they were all, you know, I started off and I started off as a series, but I got to 4 episodes, I was using my own money. And I went through $50,000. And I ran out of money at 4 episodes, so I decided I'm just gonna shoot an ending and slap the ending on and try to get my money back, $50,000, right? And sell it as a movie. Certainly somebody's gonna be $50,000 for a movie with Billy Baldwin, Angus McVeigh, and so I hired a guy to help me put it together, a consultant as opposed to a sales agent. He said, you gotta have a real trailer from a movie house. I did that, gotta have a real poster, and I'll figure it out for you. I said, okay. So I did the trailer. The trailer was really good. Somebody saw it and they said, hey, this is a great trailer. Let's see the movie. So I sent her the movie. I said, the movie's good, but we think it should be a series. And I'm like, well, yeah, me too. It's the first, I said, well, we'd like to cut it into the first 4 episodes and give you some money. And for you to, do you think you could write, direct, and produce 6 more episodes? Like over the next 2 months? I said, well, write another, and direct and produce? But I was desperate. So I said, yeah, of course. And I did it. And it turned out a lot better than anybody expected.
It's a great show, and the thing that struck me in the episodes I've watched is that it's funny. There's great production value, and it's also very touching and very emotional.
Yeah.
And that has to be based on that it's sort of fictionalized fact. It's semi-autobiographical, right?
Yes, definitely. The Trouble with Billy. Yeah. But there are, you know, I've had a few interesting comments. I showed the movie version, to a female a couple of years ago that I was interested in, and she watched the movie, and I'm proud of the movie. Oh, wait till she sees what a great writer director I am, you know. And she calls. She says, you know, Billy, I wouldn't send this movie to any girls you're interested in. I'm like, really? Why? Well, I mean, you're very believable.
And you're so vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, she said, you just come off as a loser, and I kind of have to believe you're a loser.
Wow. That's a good performance.
Brutal.
I didn't get a date with her.
Well, there's a lot of them out there that wouldn't see it that way. And I'm sure you run into them all the time. But the show is great.
Yeah.
So any way that we can help. And Bobby Carradine,
Is this
it's a
on
great
right
show.
now?
No. Well, I'm here to definitely say, for the record, there is no trouble with Billy at all. There's no trouble with Billy.
That's right.
The Trouble with Billy is a great TV show.
Yes.
An amazing career.
Yes.
And back in the headlines and back on everybody's list.
Oh, fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy McNamara. So I guess that concludes another, I would say, phenomenal episode of the Party Nerds Pop Culture Podcast. I'm Richard Gabai. There's Bobby Carradine adding another movie to his list.
I'm adding a movie to my list.
Billy McNamara.
Yep.
We will see you next time.
Fantastic.
Thanks.